Now, the first market we're going to take a look at tonight will be the sugar market. And the last time we talked about sugar, I was working a contracting triangle, specifically a contracting triangle fourth wave. Here, this initial move down clearly looks like a three-wave move down. This looks like a three-wave move up. So we were looking, of course, for a three-wave decline for wave C, again, of a contracting triangle fourth wave. Since then, prices have fallen below 1139, which is the wave A extreme of the pattern. So simply put, we really can't call this a contracting triangle anymore. Now, the pattern I'm currently working in the sugar market is that of a flat correction, where we have three waves down in wave A, a three-wave move up in wave B, and then followed by a five-wave decline in wave C. So this will be the interpretation that I'm going to be working with as we move into trading for the remainder of this week. And really, to solidify this view, we need to get back above this swing high of 1174 on a decisive, say, daily closing basis. Now, we do have a bit of an issue here that we need to keep an eye on because it will engage one of the alternate scenarios. And what I'm specifically referring to is the depth of this pullback and what we're now considering to be its corresponding wave one extreme. That comes into play at 1124. So, and as you well know, wave four can never end in the price territory of wave one. So we really don't want to see this fourth wave pullback fall below that wave one extreme of 1124. Well, what if it does? Okay, and that's a very good question because it's going to be a very real possibility as we move into Wednesday's trading. Well, if we stick with the bullish case, we can still utilize a 1-2-1-2 wave count. But this interpretation I would call, say, a little three, big three trade setup. Some of you may actually have a question about, well, Jeff, this second wave two is much larger in, say, duration and depth than what we saw on this initial wave two pullback. That's okay. That's common. I've actually seen this formation so much that I call it a little three, big three. If you're looking for a recent example, go take a look at some of the intraday price charts we've recently seen in, say, Roku. If you want to see something more historic, go back and take a look at, say, how the top was formed in the Dow Jones or the S&P back in 2007, and you'll see this exact, say, little three, big three idea or concept present. Now, in this instance here, what this would actually argue for would probably be a little bit more decline as we move into next week, bottom out, and then begin turning up. We do have a lot of, say, structural support in this market coming into play with some of these swing highs that we've actually seen in this market. So I would consider this area to be, say, structural support. Now, even if the sugar market is bearish, what I'm having a bit of an issue with, or what's kind of leaving me to, say, scratch my head, is if we ignore everything else about the sugar market and just simply look at recent price action. This price action right here is best identified as a flat correction. 3 down, 3 up, followed by something impulsive. This looks like a flat. So if it's not a fourth wave or a second wave, the only thing that makes sense to me would be possibly that this is a very large X wave decline. Even if this is an X wave decline, we're still going to bottom out sometime next week and still see another ABC advance to the upside for wave Y. Now, how this WXY fits into the bigger picture, that I have not yet figured out. But price action since the June peak, I think the best identification of that pattern without, say, incorporating the use of a truncation would be that this would be an X wave. So let's keep a close eye on this market. We got plans A, we got plans B, so we kind of have an idea of what to do no matter what happens in this market. But to really solidify the idea that we do have a tradable low in place, we have to get back above us 1174.